Ah, I love sparkling water. Do you drink sparkling water?
No,
Why not?
I don't.
I think you should.
I'm not a big sparkling water guy.
No, not a sparkling guy. I am, and I've recently been put on to liquid death. This is not a hashtag ad whatsoever. I am just obsessed with it, quite
We have no
literally.
hashtag ads.
No, we don't. We will one day, but I quite frankly, I'm obsessed with liquid death sparkling water, and it's delicious. We can blame Sean for my newfound obsession.
Eh,
It's so worth it. It's amazing.
I'm not a big. I don't know. I just don't like the carbonation. I just like water.
You just like water. So he gets the actual just like can of water and just like the white can, but I have a hard time
Is it
justifying.
flavored?
No, it's just straight up water out of a can. I
No,
have a
but
hard.
yours.
Mine's not flavored, but you can get flavors. I have a hard time justifying buying water out of a can when I can just drink it out of my fridge.
Yeah.
He's gonna give you the whole. It's all about the sparkling water straight from the Alps is what it says on the can.
I don't believe it.
He's gonna give you that whole spiel. He's given it to me multiple times. I at least like to drink sparkling water, so I prefer actually this one over any of the other sparkling waters that I've tried. So I'm thoroughly enjoying it, and I've had 4 today,
So
which is
I
kind of a
saw something.
problem.
I saw something the other day about liquid death not being that great on the pH scale.
I don't really care about the pH. I like the sparkling water.
You don't care about how acidic it is to you.
No, no, I don't. I like the water that's sparkling, and it's just nice. That's it. That's all I have.
Okay, this one says it's neutral. Go ahead. What?
Go ahead, go ahead. All right, we got a poll running in chat right now. We're gonna get to this a little bit later, but we want to hear what you guys think of Valkyrie's new heirloom in Apex. Fill out that poll, let us know. We'll talk about it later and recap this. Sean is in chat right now. Water is not just water. I knew he'd be here chirping us. But yes, he is the one who's got me onto Liquid Death, and I'm not very mad about it. I do like it. We're going to jump right in here, though, because we've got quite a bit to talk about tonight between Apex and Call of Duty and some other gaming news. So, without further ado, let's get right into this.
A lot of things to talk about.
A lot of things. Off the rip, we can get a couple of these just off the list here so we can get into the deeper content. But
Yes.
BattleNet has a summer sale going on right now that's live. You can get Vanguard up to 40% off. The Ultimate Edition is
It's trash, but
35%
get it.
off. Modern Warfare 2019 is 50% off. Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered is 25% off. Black Ops 4 is 67% off. And Black Ops Cold War is 50% off. There is absolutely no reason why you should be purchasing any of these games at this point in time. But if you want them, go for it. They're on sale.
Hey, if you just want to like check them out, go do it.
Now's your time. Now is your time. Okay, G Fuel kind of shit the bed. You want to talk about this?
Okay, this is hilarious. I didn't know. Look, I shouldn't even say it's
I
hilarious.
was gonna say that's not
Kind
hilarious.
it's kind of fucked up, but
It's
it's
pretty
kind
bad.
of it's kind of hilarious that like they didn't think this through. Like, okay, so very top line summary, and an exec or somebody like relatively important basically dropped some kind of slur on a call, and 7 people basically reached out to HR, said, "Hey, not cool. He shouldn't be saying that." And then all of a sudden, those 7 people got fired, and so people that have G Fuel partnerships are just like dropping them now.
Yeah, it's not great. And the
Bad
problem,
idea.
not the biggest problem, but one of the big problems is that the people that were fired are the people who manage all their creators. So it's like they're the people who have the relationships with your largest personalities. And now that all of those people are gone, the creators are just like, all right, well, you fucked up.
I don't.
I don't want to work with
Yeah.
just anybody. So I am going to do my own thing. And a lot of creators are terminating their partnerships with G Fuel. And if you pay attention at all to the gaming space and creators, everybody has a partnership with G Fuel. It's like they work with so many different people
Mm-hmm.
that this is a bad look, a very, very bad look.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. They're gonna because it makes their entire leadership look just awful
Yeah,
from top down.
the fact that you are initially starting the situation with using slurs in a public setting, regardless, using them at all is a problem. Then immediately going off and allegedly, I guess I should say, firing the people who are complaining to HR. Like, that's not good. That's a serious
Mm.
problem in and of itself. So there's going to be, I think, a lot of news coming out from this. But immediate, I mean, part of me thinks, like, do we think they're big enough to survive cancel culture as a company? Who knows? It's possible, but this is a problem, and
Well, we'll see.
it's
And
one that we'll
honestly,
for sure be keeping tabs on.
okay, you know what it reminds me of is whoever just got bankrupt that was doing the live streaming and basically said
Oh, Artesian builds.
was gonna yeah, they were
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
give away the PC, and then they said
Similar
no, you're
situation.
not good enough. I mean, not like completely, but like you better come out with something and it better be heartfelt, because the apology that Artesian did was
Yeah,
just so terrible. It
that
was
CEO just got
awful.
rinsed after
It
that.
was so
It was
awful.
so bad. Um,
Anyway,
all right,
let's move on.
we're gonna keep tabs on this. There's definitely, I think, gonna be a lot of backlash and a lot of fallout from that. Okay, Gamescom Germany is coming up here, August 24th to the 28th. The big news coming out of this so far is that PlayStation and Nintendo both have confirmed that they're not going to be attending the event, which is big news. I mean, you got two of
Do
the
you know why?
three. They haven't officially said why yet, or at least I haven't seen a reason why. But two out of the three main console creators are not going to be at Gamescom. That's a big problem.
Mm,
So, I mean, that means that we're not going to get any news about God of War Ragnarok, which I was excited to learn more about because I'm a big God of War fan. Um, Spider-Man 2, PSVR 2, a lot of like the PlayStation games we're not going to have any news on because they're not going to Gamescom. So that's obviously big news. Activision has already said that they're not going to be there. That's kind of previous news. So no Call of Duty updates or anything from Activision around Overwatch or Diablo or anything that they
yeah.
produce. Nintendo's obviously not going to be there. There's still going to be, I think they said, over 250 exhibitors there in total. So it'll still be a good event, but the big names are now starting to back out, which is interesting. So Xbox is supposed to continue to be there. And I would imagine now, especially, they will if they're going to be the only console creator. But yeah, just kind of big news coming up. We'll keep an eye on Gamescom and the news coming out of that later in August. But got some surprises out of that so far.
Well, yeah. I think that's about all I got on that. I got nothing to add.
Nadeshot, the CEO of 100 Thieves, just got
Also,
ditched to
also
his.
just notable like gaming icon kind of deal. Like
Yeah.
I've known him since like we were middle schoolers.
Oh yeah,
Continue.
yeah. He's competed in I mean MLG. He's competed all over. Big Call of Duty guy. He created 100 Thieves, but we've talked about him before. He just got engaged like literally 15 minutes ago. So
Congrats, brother.
congratulations. That's cool.
That's cool.
I did that 3 months ago. It's cool. Why don't you tell me about this EVGA email that you got about a graphics card?
Oh yeah. So like literally today, I got this email. EVGA. I guess I don't even remember doing this, which is kind of funny. But this is when I was trying to get a graphics card, and yeah, I guess I like entered myself into a queue or something to like probably just to get in line to purchase one.
Yeah, I
And they
entered a
basically
bunch of those when I was looking too.
Oh yeah, and so they basically just sent me an email and said, we're basically disabling the queue because we have enough inventory now. You can buy it from the site, and you'll see what graphics cards are available. And I was like, okay, I don't care anymore, but thanks.
Thanks for the
So
update.
anyway,
16
my
months later.
my thought is that they now have enough supply. I mean, that seems like kind of a big deal with what I went through trying to get a graphics card. Took so long.
Yeah.
Um,
That's the hope.
so
And honestly, I hope that means that the chip shortage just globally is now starting to let up a little bit, and we'll get just
also,
inventory across the board.
and also just curious if that has anything to do with the crypto crash, because the timing is very interesting.
Yeah, it's people aren't mining crypto as much, so GPUs are now back to getting into gamers' hands. That's very, very true.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, interesting. I definitely signed up for a bunch of those emails like months and months ago, but I never got any follow up. So uh, I'm glad that they reached out to you and said, "Hey, 16 months later, or however long it was, we've got you now.
I don't even know
We've
at this
got you.
point.
Whatever
uh,
you need, we've got you covered."
Thanks, EVGA.
Okay, Fall Guys is free to play now, so that's cool. We should play it.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Like, I actually would play it. Like, we should just download it just because.
Yeah,
Hey, Sean, you should download it because you have so much space on your hard drive.
get a cool little Fall Guys night going. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
I'm giving Sean shit because Sean, like, his Apex just continues to crash like every 5 minutes. Figure it out.
He's been
But
having
anyway,
problems. R.I.P. And
moving on.
although I shouldn't make fun of him because I built his computer, so so you're also making fun of me.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I actually would play like just on a random night, just play some Fall Guys. It seems like a hilarious game,
Yeah,
and one with like our friend group playing that would be very funny.
get a couple glasses of bourbon going and play some Fall Guys. I feel like that is just a recipe for an amazing night.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Let's get into the meat of this. What do you think?
The meat and the potatoes. We're gonna start with Call of Duty, and we're gonna go into Apex right after that. So lots of Call of Duty updates coming really tomorrow. Season 4 of Call of Duty starts tomorrow. There's a lot coming with it. We can start with the stuff that isn't as glamorous. Updates coming for zombies. So the new Shino Numa map is coming. Brand new round based map that is, I think, based off of like the original Shino Numa map, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not even sure I remember which one Shino Numa is, but it sounds very familiar.
But what's interesting is that it seems like Treyarch is teasing the fact that this is not going to be the only round-based zombies map that's coming. That's going to be based off of a classic map. So we'll see. There may be some more zombies content coming in. I am a sucker for a good zombies map. At my core, that's something that you and I have put hours and hours into.
Yeah.
So there's a lot there from just a nostalgia standpoint. So we'll see if they come up with or come out with some new classic maps. I'm down to try it, at least for a little bit. Get a little bit of experience in there. I love me some good zombies, but it hasn't really been relevant the last. Since. Do you even consider Black Ops Cold War Zombies as relevant? I did Dark Ether camos in that because I was stuck at home because of COVID. But otherwise, I wouldn't have done it and would have never put that much time into it.
No, not really relevant. We played it, but it's just not as I'm trying to think of what the word would be. Maybe not polarizing. That's not really like the word I'm looking for, but like it's not really like the highlight. Like it's not the feature product that you're not getting on. Like, what was it? World at War? Was that the first zombies?
I believe so. Yeah.
COD 5. Like you would get on specifically to play zombies. This is just now. It's just kind of like an afterthought.
Yeah,
so.
That's a good point. It's like you're bored, you're frustrated with Warzone or whatever. It's like, let's play a game of zombies. It's usually like a good, let's end the night on a high note, have some fun with a round of zombies.
Yeah.
Okay. Caldera got some updates coming here. Storage Town is confirmed to be coming to Caldera, which is cool. Storage Town from Verdansk. That was in Verdansk. I think that was a POI that was in Verdansk the entirety of the map, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, from the beginning.
So I think it's hilarious, but simultaneously, it's kind of a good sign. I wanted to laugh at this update because them adding Storage Town is like admitting that Caldera kind of sucks.
A little bit, honestly.
But at the same time, it's them actually listening because everybody's like wanting Verdansk back, or like their numbers were a lot better with Verdansk. So like, all right, we're giving you a little taste of this, but like we can't like just scratch Caldera. You're just gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah.
So anyway, Yeah, neat, cool. I think what is hilarious, which I want to talk about now, is that they cut all the shrubbery in
Yeah,
in
the
the
map
landscape.
the map got a bikini wax.
It's actually hilarious because I mean that's kind of what needed to happen because there's so many bush campers and there was just so much greenery, so easy to hide. The sight lines are terrible, the flow is awful. But at the same time, it's such an expansive map and the way that I mean, I don't know. We're gonna see what happens when they whatever change the POIs and
Hmm.
stuff on the actual map, but the flow is really to me like what never got me interested.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we've talked about it. I don't know how many weeks in a row, but the
Yeah.
the pace of play just continues to change. I mean, you think about they dropped the lobby size down to what 120 from 150, so that immediately slowed things down. They add in all of the redeploy balloons, which picks things back up, and they changed the loadout spawn time. I think they've changed it two, maybe three times since Caldera came out. That's changed the pace of play. So like, there's never been really a consistent pace that you had in Verdansk, which I think has kind of ruined the experience a little bit for this big of a map.
Yeah.
Which is why people are enjoying Rebirth so much, and it's why people are very excited for Fortune's Keep, because it just gives us hopefully a faster pace experience that people are looking for, that is similar to what Verdansk had to offer. And we know that we're not getting Verdansk back, at least for the time being.
Mhm. Uh yeah. So, Fortune's Keep dropping tomorrow.
And honestly, the hold on, I want to pull up a picture here of Storage Town really quick, because it does. I mean, it obviously, they've brought it into the Caldera era um,
Mhm.
of the game, but like, this is Storage Town. Like, it's the exact same thing. And if you look at the map overhead, it's the pretty much the exact same. So, gonna bring back a lot of
Hilarious.
memories. The only one concern that I have with the update here is that instead of that little white building that used to be in the middle, now it's a water tower. And if you can get on top of that water tower, that's like easy point for people to just gun off the top of onto these roofs of the storage facility. So that is what concerns me about this. But it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be a hot drop for a while in Caldera, just because of the nostalgia, and it is a Verdansk POI.
It was our POI for a long time in
Yeah,
Verdansk
we
too.
went to Storage Town quite a bit.
We love Storage Town.
There was a phase of Verdansk that's pretty much like where we would drop, and it worked out pretty well. So we'll see what comes of this. I'm excited that they're bringing back, an older POI. I think you said is Fortnite that is going to start bringing back older POIs too?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. This is a good little plug. Yeah, so Fortnite's doing some like I think it's like a limited time mode.
Mm-hmm.
And they're basically like I think you enter into each game, and every game you could get a different like set of POIs. So like they bring back some of the older POIs. Which is really fascinating to me, to be honest.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. I like that concept.
Hmm. Anyway, what else? What
Uh,
else?
okay,
COD.
so for
Fortune's Keep.
yeah, so tomorrow is when season 4 officially drops. So tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Central, or no, sorry, 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central, and 12 p.m. Eastern is the update. So
Dude.
the playlist wise, we'll have Caldera. I'll pull this up here. We'll
Yeah.
have Battle Royale, solos, duos, trios, quads. We'll have Golden Plunder quads, which is going to be a new just form of plunder, I guess. That is going to be with the Mercenaries of Fortune season 4 theme. And then Fortune's Keep will have the Resurgence map, solos, duos, trios, quads. So that's for a week. Rebirth is disappearing, but as of last week, we weren't really sure exactly what was going to be happening with Rebirth. But we did find out that it's coming back. So we're going to have 3 maps in the rotation, which is going to be very cool. in 3 different playlists. So the week of June 30th, in 2 weeks, we'll have the same Caldera playlist, the same Fortune's Keep playlist, and they're going to add back in Rebirth, but we're only getting quads in Rebirth. So if you like playing your duos or your solos or trios, you got to do that in Fortune's Keep. But at least we're getting quads. So Rebirth is still alive. A lot of people like to still play quads. I know we do quite a bit. So like, I think it's a great thing. Diversify the maps that are available in the playlist and just let people play what they want. I think in a perfect world, we'd have solos, duos, trios, and quads for Rebirth as well and let them rip on all 3 maps. But beggars can't be choosers at this point.
No. I'm just, I mean, been hard to be excited about COD recently, so
yeah,
I'm excited for Fortune's Keep.
Yeah, I am too. It's gonna
say that.
mix things up a little bit. I feel myself gravitating towards any game that feels like change. And that's, I mean, the last couple days, or we've been playing Apex. I feel like that's perfect example of that. Starting tomorrow when Fortune's Keep comes, I feel like we're obviously gonna try that out. So there are gonna be updates, and we're gonna continue to play new things. But whatever's gonna keep that time for us and keep our attention, I guess, best is gonna be what we're gonna play. So I'm excited. Definitely gonna give it a shot. But we'll see which one we end up liking better, Fortune's Keep or Rebirth Island.
I love Rebirth.
For the next 4 weeks, that's how it's going to be. We'll have Fortune's Keep and Rebirth. And then the week of July 21st, Fortune's Keep and Rebirth will rotate every day that week. So you'll get all 4.
Weird.
So you'll get all, it's kind of like Apex, honestly, where they rotate the map. You're going to get, so like a Monday, or this will be, a Wednesday where this comes out. So on Wednesday, you'll have Fortune's Keep. Then Thursday, you'll have Rebirth, and back to back to back. I think it's kind of a cool concept, but also like, why not just give us all of them all the time?
They just got to try this stuff. I mean, they just got to try, see what sticks.
Honestly, what they're trying to do here is just keep everybody hooked. Keep everybody at least intrigued until Modern Warfare 2 comes out, because that's what's going to be what everybody dives into.
Yep.
They're just trying to keep everybody engaged.
Keep the player base. Yeah. Keep them engaged. Yeah. Keep throwing shit at the wall and see what sticks, and we'll see.
Pretty much.
We'll see what sticks.
Battle Pass wise, we've got some cool new skins coming our way, but the problem is which we talked about this last week, the all of your skins, the Battle Pass, all of that is going to be a hard reset, and that's not carrying over into Modern Warfare 2. So honestly, I probably won't get the Battle Pass, because like, why waste the money if you're not gonna be able to use it in the next Modern Warfare? I'll save my money at the Battle Pass and just get the Vault Edition of Modern Warfare 2 and use that for the next 2 years. So we'll see. There's gonna be 2 new guns. It's an SMG and an LMG, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And those will be, I think you can get those without buying the Battle Pass. You just have to unlock them. So like, we're not really missing out. It'll be fine. I'm not really concerned. But there is a new skin that's coming out, and this looks like Rose 2.0. I'm not really looking forward to it. Have you seen it?
I have.
Yeah. I'm going to pull it up. It's a Tracer pack. It's the Violet Stealth.
You have to buy it.
Tracer pack. Yeah, it's going to be in the...
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Of course you do.
Yeah, it's pay to win. Call of Duty's always been pay to win.
Oh, my Lord.
Ever since...
It take them a year to buff or nerf it.
Ever since Call of Duty went free to play, at least Warzone, it has become pay to win. And that's fine. It is what it is. But this...
Violet Stealth.
This is 100% Rose 2.0.
Yeah, it is.
And it's probably going to be right off the rip. The
Everybody's gonna buy it.
Everyone's gonna get it. The purple lines aren't gonna shine bright enough, so then they're gonna nerf it, and it's gonna be just, the purple lines will shine a little bit brighter. But like, come on, another one. Haven't we learned our lesson? They're just gonna keep making these skins cooler and cooler and give you even more of an advantage up until Modern Warfare 2, because they want people to continue to spend money, and they've already said that they're going to be resetting all of this. So who knows, man? But this one is going to be available. We don't know if it's available at launch of the season or if it's going to be later on. I would imagine it'll probably be within a couple days.
Oh yeah.
But man, this is going to be an interesting one because it's coming. There's a couple other blueprints like in the battle pass that, I mean, they look cool, I guess, but not worth getting the battle pass in my opinion if it's all just going to be wiped away once you're starting it off in Modern Warfare 2. If you buy the battle pass bundle, it's like the 2400 COD point one that gets you the 20 tier skips. You also get a bonus skin, which is, I'll pull it up right now. It's like a neon face skin that, like, it looks fine. To me, not worth it for the limited amount of time that you're actually using it.
I think the thing's kind of nuts.
Yeah, like, it's cool, but
I'm
also
use that.
But also, like, I'm good. I don't need it.
It shines kind of bright. I actually think that's going to be funny going into a dark building and seeing that skin. It's kind of scary.
Oh yeah, all you have is just like the face in your crosshairs. We are also going to be getting dual SMGs, like akimbo SMGs.
I watched a video on this, and I'm just not interested in that happening.
So, like, fuck.
Yeah.
This doesn't look fun to be on the other end of. I feel like this is
short range for sure.
This is akimbo Psychovs all over again.
That's exactly what I thought of immediately.
I mean, they're ultimately going to have to nerf this into the ground. It'll be broken for the first 4 to 7 days of season 4. They're going to nerf it. The mobility is going to be absolutely dog water. And that's how they're going to do it.
LOL.
But content creators have fun.
Yep.
Because that's what this gun is for.
It's going to be great. I love that. And then there's like an LMG, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
At the end of the day, haven't we learned our lessons? Clearly not. Clearly not.
No. Well, it's polarizing. It gets people talking about the game. Then people got to go try it.
Absolutely.
And it's all by design, my friend.
Absolutely. I am very much not looking forward to that. But here we are.
Let's talk about this event.
Yeah, so yesterday, Call of Duty tweeted out this graphic, which, if it didn't have the Skynet on here originally, it was all grayed out. But if you turned up the brightness on it, you could see that it was there. And then later on, they tweeted out this. It says, grab this intel as fast as you can. They'll be back. And if you don't know, this is teasing a Terminator event, which will be, I would imagine, the midway, season 4 reloaded in-game event. It's going to be all about Terminator. So essentially, Skynet is from the Terminator movie. It's like a cybersecurity company that created Terminator. So this is the newest partnership that Activision has come up with in the game. And I am all for creating these partnerships. I mean, similar to the Godzilla thing, it's totally a cash grab. I'm fine with it at this point. I think it's cool content. I'm not going to buy the skins because I don't care that much. But
that rainbow skin was actually pretty nuts, though. So.
It was cool. I didn't get it. I didn't get any of the skins from that. I think the only event partnership skins that I ever got were the Halloween ones from season 2 of Modern Warfare 2019.
Oh, those ones were crazy.
Because those were sick. With Leatherface and there were a couple of
like Jason or something.
No, who's the guy from Saw? You know what?
Oh.
I've got the list here. So there's a list of the Warzone, movie media crossovers that have happened so far. And this is a longer list than I was actually expecting it to be, just because you don't actually think about this on a daily basis. But there's Rambo, Die Hard, Terminator is going to be the newest one. Saw, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Scream, Godzilla, King Kong, Attack on Titan, Judge Dredd, and Donnie Darko. That's a lot.
That is pretty wild, actually.
Seeing it in a list like this, like, wow, I'm actually kind of impressed. There
Yeah.
are 11, if my math is correct.
Mhm.
4, 5. Yeah, math is hard.
I didn't look. I didn't count.
But that's quite a bit. Terminator's going to add to this. I'm curious to see what the Terminator skin will look like. I would imagine it's going to be the actual Terminator robot. If they're just doing one skin, it may be an event where there's multiple skins, similar to how they
Could
did
be.
with Die Hard. Well, no, I guess Rambo and Die Hard were kind of like part of the same event, but they're listed out on this list as separate ones. So we'll see. It's going to be a cash grab, totally, like all the way,
Yep.
100%, always is.
Yep.
I have a feeling that they're going to see fewer purchases this time around because they've already said that people aren't keeping all of their skins from Modern Warfare 2, but you never know. I'd be curious to see what the numbers say later on, if we can ever figure that out.
Also, they just don't have as many concurrent players at the moment as when they dropped like the
Yeah, that's a great point.
Die Hard stuff. So
I'm also curious to know what the best performing crossover would have been, just in terms of like store purchases. I feel like it's
no idea.
might be Saw, although Godzilla was up there, because I mean the amount of just Godzillas and Mecha Godzillas that you see running around. Because I wonder, like, if they were to count that, would they consider Godzilla and Mecha Godzilla as like one partnership? Who knows? That's getting super granular that we don't need to do on this show.
I'm Googling to see if I can find if there's any information anywhere on that.
Yeah, I'd be curious, but let me know if you read anything on that, because
I don't. I can't. Yeah. I don't see it.
I had a feeling probably not. Okay, let's transition here.
Okay.
We're going to keep everybody updated on our thoughts on Warzone Season 4 starting tomorrow. We'll definitely be playing it. Hopefully you guys are playing it. Let us know. You can follow us over on Twitter to see our thoughts on a daily basis. But the last couple days, we have not been playing Call of Duty. We've transitioned over to Apex. So I'm curious your thoughts on, one, the biggest piece. Sean says he bet it would have been Saw or Scream as the number one. I think it might be Saw.
Saw was nuts.
Yeah, Saw was a good one, and that was like prime Warzone too, with that nighttime event, the Haunting of Verdansk. But okay, transitioning back to Apex though. The Valkyrie Heirloom was released today. There's a big update with a new event, tons of new skins in the game, and it's gotten my attention. And I know you, and Sean, and Matt, and a couple other people have been playing it the last couple days. I jumped in for a game or two earlier today. I'll be playing it tonight. Curious your thoughts on, when was the last time that you actually had played Apex on like a consistent basis?
Oh man. Matt and I had kind of a break from Warzone for a little while where we just were straight Apex we had 2 different periods where we played a lot of Apex, and even before that, I think before Verdansk dropped, I think I played Apex for almost like a year, maybe less than that, but
yeah,
because it was post Fortnite, pre Call of Duty, because I didn't play the Call of Duty before 2019 Modern Warfare. Okay, I have a lot of thoughts on this, because I'm just reminded again how good Apex is. It is so well done, and I'll be curious. I have this thought. I was talking about this with Sean yesterday. Two ideas. One, when you play Apex, and I know you still have some getting used to, like just you haven't played it like consistently a
Yep.
lot
Yep.
recently, and you weren't really big into Apex before, so
I
at
never
least
really was.
you weren't playing it a lot.
I went through a quick phase, I would say, in like November of last year, where there were a couple weeks where we played it consistently, but like other than that, no.
Okay, so once you get used to it, and I will say, uh, Stat Matt or Matt Jordan is a great he's a good resource or like a good little like a good coach for getting you into Apex.
Hmm.
He has a lot of helpful tips. He got me I was already like pretty good at Apex beforehand, but he had a lot of different like insights and things that he had paid attention to when he first started playing. And then he was like doing the ranked grind before I joined him on the ranked grind. So you're gonna like because the play style is so different. Um, Once you get used to it, I want you to tell me if you feel this way later because we're kind of jumping back from Apex to COD, COD to Apex, Apex to COD. I played it a lot the last few days,
Yeah,
and I jumped back to COD, and COD felt so easy. Apex is in my opinion, in a lot of ways, a harder game.
I agree.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, I
I
can't hear you. I lost your audio.
Oh no. Can you hear me?
Uh, Please hold.
I think this is on your end because
Why can't I
it
hear
says that
you?
I'm talking. Um
This is going to be a problem if I can't hear you because then I can't hear what your thoughts are.
you got to
Can we
love
pause?
technical
Hold on,
difficulties
hold on,
cuz this
hold
is
on, hold
always
on.
Matt's fault.
Man, I'm right in the middle of saying all this stuff too.
You just love
Wait,
to see
talk?
this. Yeah.
Okay, I'm here. Let's go,
Okay.
baby.
Let's go.
Okay, I'm back. Okay, when you
So
jump
I
between
want to
COD,
I want to point out really quick.
it's always me. I
It's
know. I
always you.
understand. Okay, between COD and Apex, I feel like there's more of a skill gap. Um, I don't know what it is. I don't know if I can completely identify it, but I will say what I really enjoy about Apex and where I think it continues to stay fresh and how I still enjoy it is the dynamic of them not. I don't feel like they're changing the guns. They're not buffing, nerfing. They're not adding in overpowered stuff. When they add in skins, it's just skins. It's not. You don't feel a change in the gun. And also, you determine what attachments you're going to have, but you pick them up in games. So you're not like
Yeah.
getting your load out.
You're not
So
fully
it
kitted all the time.
and it kind of changes per game. And that keeps Apex also fresh because every game is different. You may not have the same loot every game, especially early game. You may have to pick up something that's different than the way the ground loot works in COD, just because you're not having to pick up different attachments. So anyway, um, it feels so fresh right now.
Hmm.
It feels so good. Um, every game is pretty smooth. The fights are really fun and really competitive. Completely different dynamic in fights too, because it takes a lot to kill somebody. You have to be very strategic about the way you take on teams. I think when you knock someone in COD, they have self res, half the time. But you gain such a big advantage when you knock somebody in Apex. And that you have to be very strategic almost around doing that. Because
Yep.
if one of your teammates goes down and it's a 3-on-2, you can trade out like we do in COD and you could pretty much wipe out the next two guys. So anyway, I kind of jumped around, but that's a lot of my thoughts right now. Also, ranked is so fun. And once I know you haven't played a ton of ranked yet, it is so fun. And once you get into higher levels,
Yeah.
it gets so competitive.
I have to say the first time, like the first batch of Apex that I went through, what was that in last year?
Mm,
All I wanted to do was play ranked because the
hmm
ranked just felt right.
It
Um,
does. It feels good.
and now that I've got the itch again, I'm just like, all right, we gotta play ranked.
I just want to play ranked.
Like
You might run a couple like pubs, but like, well, especially once you get higher, because
mhm.
like
Yeah, you gotta run
you
some pubs to warm
lose
up.
and you lose more RP and you don't gain as much RP, and it takes more to level up.
Well, and
So
it
like you may have to run some pubs. Right now, it's fine. We can play ranked because we're so low.
yeah, and it
But
takes me back to the original like ranked Halo days when you and I
it
used to
does.
grind Halo for hours and hours on end, and we'd be 48 to 50 in SWAT and whatever, and it
Yep.
was just hours of playing, just the grind of trying to be the best, and that is
Okay.
100% where I get hooked.
I have an opinion on that. And what do you think it is specifically about the ranked system that makes you feel that way?
I think it's having something to show for the work that you've put in is a big piece of it. Um, it like these games that come out where it's just like, oh, it's free to play, there's no ranked, and you buy the battle pass and then you get experience for the time that you put in and you get these cool cosmetics.
It's a participation
Yeah,
trophy.
that's great. Give me
Yeah.
a number next to my name.
Yeah.
Give me something to show for it. Give me a
Yeah,
medal
because
or
think
something
about
to
the
show off.
conversations. Like, I think it would be a lot different when we were younger and like you're just in school. But like the amount of time, I mean, think about that for Halo. Like
Hmm.
when you could go to your friends and say, I'm 50 now in Halo. Your friends would be like, "Oh my god!"
Like,
Like,
oh shit.
and they may not even say anything to you, but be like, "Holy shit, he's really good at
Yeah,
Halo." Like,
yeah,
and they tell their friends like, "He's a 50."
yeah.
Like,
He's good.
like
He's
yeah,
good.
he's really good. Like people knew what that meant.
Yeah.
Like they knew how hard it was to get to a certain level, and like that's, like it'd be fun to go on a pred grind. If I were a full time streamer, that's probably what I'd be doing right now. And I understand Nick Merckx continuing to do that
Hmm.
because it's so crazy. You have to be so strategic. The fights are so fun, but like the ranking system is just so rewarding. It's so rewarding.
I
Anyway.
agree. I agree. And that is one of the reasons why I'm very intrigued, and I'm now wanting to get back into Apex.
Hmm.
And I one thing that we haven't even touched on is that the first round when I was playing, I played on controller. Now I'm gonna go full commit to keyboard and mouse on
Hmm.
Apex because I think if you can play keyboard and mouse, you have an advantage just because you have every single button at your fingertip, and if you can
Hmm.
get the movement down, that's the hardest piece of it on keyboard and mouse is the movement, at least for me.
Hmm.
um if you can get that down, like, you've got an advantage
Hmm.
100%. And one of the cool things about Apex is that being able to switch your inputs literally in the middle of a game is cool. I've never done it, but like, you
Yeah.
can do it. It's cool. um so yeah, I'm gonna like go full on commit to keyboard and mouse. This is where like the game that I want to get good on keyboard with, and we'll see what happens. So if you play keyboard and mouse on Apex, drop your settings recommendations in the comments below because your boy is on the hunt for the perfect settings
Hmm.
and keybinds for keyboard and mouse.
Yep. Yep. So, um, Apex feels good, man.
It
It's
does.
honestly, it's funny because I go in waves with this, but it feels like a game. Like tonight, you guys are playing tonight,
Mhm.
and Kelsey's home, and I've had like no time. We went on our trip and came back, and she's worked, and I'm working, and so anyway, tonight is a Kelsey night. But I actually feel like I'm missing out because you guys are all going to be playing Apex. Like I would love to be love to be playing tonight,
We're
but
gonna grind Apex ranked and we're gonna have fun, and I'm excited about it.
yeah,
It's a
it's been a bit.
nice and welcome change. Um, and I want to get into just a little bit here this new heirloom that Valk got
Hmm.
today because it's pretty freaking cool. And
Hmm.
I have to say, obviously I don't have any heirlooms. I just haven't put the time in to do that or the money.
Yeah.
Um, but it's a big long spear, and this uh animation for it, where you literally heat up the bowl of ramen and she drinks the ramen. It's like the people who come up with these animations are hilarious because this is awesome, and the fact that they're just including this in a game, it's like, yeah, they're just showing
Honestly,
off how polished we actually are
it
because we
looks
can do
so
this.
realistic too. It looks unbelievable.
Yeah, just slurping down a bowl of ramen. I'm not gonna turn the volume on because it's a big old slurp slurp.
Ugh.
But look this video up. see it for yourself in game. It is so well done, and when
I
they
can't even like.
release new content into this game, I feel like it's never like a question of, oh well, like, are they even prepared to do this? Is it going to be broken? Like, what's going to be wrong with it? It's like
Yes, you don't
everybody's
have that
pumped.
thought.
There's a ton of hype. It
Hmm.
fits in this game. It makes sense. It's complete. It's like,
Hmm.
yeah, they're doing it right for sure.
Hmm. Now, I will say, you know what? Thinking about that, because I'm trying to challenge myself a little bit. I wouldn't say Apex is a perfect game by any means.
Yeah.
But what I will say is, I think also another point I was gonna make. Um, Something that makes it so fresh too is instead of the rotation of guns and the way that COD adds so many different guns,
Hmm.
the abilities
Yeah.
of the characters
Hmm.
makes every single fight unique, and it makes the game so unique because you could get any different trio that you're playing against. And like for us, I feel like we have, at least when it's, I haven't played a lot with you now that I'm thinking about it, but like when I have Sean and Matt's a Loba. So
Hmm.
Matt can do the black market. We can loot a lot. He also has really good movement with his ring. He can throw and push fights or drop back, whatever. And then I'm a bloodhound, so I can scan and everybody can see
Yeah.
the players around
You
us.
just have walls.
Also, it fits me perfectly because I'm definitely I'm definitely a little bit more of a lone
Beast
wolf
of the Hunt.
too when I do Beast of the Hunt because then I'm just like zeroed in, and
Yeah.
that's perfect for me.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
absolutely locked in on people. Uh, and then Sean is a Valk, so he's can fly up in the air, get us out of different situation. We can rotate, and also he's got nice movement. Can I don't know. So anyway, but my point really is that any different trio, there's so many different characters now from since like I started playing this game
Yeah.
that like every single thing is different. Now, to my criticism, there are some characters that are very clearly not as good as others. So
Hmm.
they try to balance it as much as you can.
What
Um,
What would you say is like the one that sticks out in your head when you say that?
I'm gonna pull up the list of characters in Apex right now, actually, because Um, I can tell you some that you like. I
Like,
know that aren't even worth trying. Like, um, Fuse is all right. Horizon possibly. You don't see a lot of people using them.
I feel like
Mad Maggie. I
Mirage
have never. Mirage
is one that I just like you rarely ever see in game.
You don't see Mirage as much anymore, but it was initially really, really good because Mirage, I don't know what they did. I can't remember. They had to nerf it because everybody used it.
Hmm.
Um,
What about
uh,
crypto?
there's a couple cryptos out there. It's okay, but like you have to be really good with crypto,
Yeah.
like for it to be effective. Because the drone, you can EMP people, but you're also think about it. If you're using the drone, you're just sitting. You're stationary.
Hmm.
So that passive is not as good as some other passives, because then you're not fighting or whatever. Um, Mad Maggie. I don't think I've literally ever seen anybody use Mad Maggie. Um,
And
and Ram,
she was the most recent one, right?
I think so. I don't even. I've never seen
Yeah, I think she's the one who
this
came out most
character. I must have
recently
missed.
with the last
Yeah,
season. Sean said Mad Maggie is high in the don't use list, and Fuse is never used either. Um,
yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna see if there's anybody else.
I feel like
Um,
Fuse, Crypto.
Watson's here.
Um,
Everything else is fairly balanced though.
what about Newcastle?
Newcastle is also new. Um, so actually, like I've seen a couple people use it, and it looks fairly useful. So
Okay.
one of their like passives. So if you are downed and your teammate is a Newcastle, they can deploy a shield and actually like res you, have a shield up, and also like move. I think they can move you out of the way
Okay.
as they're resing, which is kind of useful.
Okay.
And then I think their ult is he basically is it's Newcastle, so
Yeah.
he puts up like this big shield and like all three players could go behind it.
Okay.
So like in smaller situations, it's probably not great. But like maybe if you get a circle where there's a lot of open space and
It's
you got
kind of
Newcastle.
similar to Gibby. It's just not like one big circle or like a big bubble.
Yeah, but I don't know if I don't even know if you can like kill the shield, if that
Okay.
makes sense.
Yeah.
I think it's got like it's almost like this. Like it's like a U like that, and it has like almost like two little windows, I
Hmm.
think.
Hmm.
So like it provides a lot of cover and all three teammates could be behind it. So I'm thinking like there's some open space where like you're in the middle of like some watery areas or whatever might
Yeah.
be final circle. Useful,
Okay.
but
Interesting. Yeah.
anyway.
Newcastle is the most recent with this newest season, and then Mad Maggie was the one from the previous season.
But honestly, I'm thinking like I'm just like scrolling through this list and I've seen people use almost every character. Um Ash, Bangalore, Bloodhound, Caustic,
Well,
Fuse,
and that's good. I mean,
Gibby, Horizon.
that's balance, which is great.
Yeah. Lobo,
Um,
Lifeline. It's just preference.
and then I've seen that the newest legend for season 14 got leaked, and that is supposed to be Vantage. So
And did
there's
they say anything about um uh any of the abilities or anything?
I
Who's managed leak legend
Vantage is
abilities
said to be a
members?
survivalist sniper who specializes in reconnaissance, as well as having a kit that helps gather information about their enemies.
Mm.
So the passive is sniper kit, tactical info available in ADS, unarmed, or any long range
You
scopes.
spawn with a gun? With a sniper?
I guess so.
That's interesting.
Tactical Echo launch towards Echo, order Echo by tapping Q, launch to Echo by holding Q. So it must be like a AI or something. I don't know. Ultimate Mark to Kill, a custom rifle that scans enemies and boosts damage for Vantage and her squad. Damage doubles for Vantage on successive shots. On marked targets, the team receives a 15% bonus, which I assume is to damage. So could be used, if used properly, I would say probably pretty efficient and worth at least trying out. But that's coming with season 14, which doesn't have an official release date yet. It looks like it's probably going to be the first week of August, just based off of the end date of the current battle pass.
Let me tell you, Apex is going to mess around and make me spend some money on their game because
Just
I'm really
fuck around
enjoying
and
it
spend money.
right now. Sean is right now.
Yeah, Sean got the heirloom today, but he's a Valk main, so
Yeah.
it kind of makes sense. All right, let's wrap things up today. Great conversation about both Call of Duty and Apex. Warzone Season 4 dropping tomorrow with updates to Caldera. We've got Fortune's Keep coming our way. Rebirth will be here a week after. So lots coming there, and then we're going to continue to dive more into Apex, and we'll continue this discussion because I think obviously Apex has been around for a while, but it's now, I feel like, back up in the upswing of popularity because Warzone has gotten stale. So I think Fortune's Keep is going to be interesting to see what it does to Apex's popularity, because if Fortune's Keep is a flop, Apex will continue to go up. If Fortune's Keep brings people back in, then Apex will just continue to stay the same. It's not going to be unpopular because I don't think it ever has been unpopular. But I feel like Apex kind of fluctuates with how Warzone is doing.
Mm-hmm.
So curious to see how that pans out. But we're going to wrap this up. Thank you for joining us. The poll was good. We had a couple of votes in there. Majority said that they either need or have the Valkyrie heirloom. So we're going to go ahead and end that. We will see everybody next week when we're back on next Tuesday. Thank you for joining us. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell right next to us on YouTube. Subscribe to the podcast wherever you're listening, and we'll talk to you next week.